to get me off the microphone, I want to ask Brother Stephen Rappaport to come up and take the microphone and carry on the rest of the night to present all the awards to all the distinguished people that are going to receive the awards. Brother Rappaport, approach the east. Thank you, sir.
All right, good evening, everyone. Can everyone hear me okay? Good. Okay, thank you, Worshipful Master. Thank you, guests, brothers, distinguished honorees here tonight. We have a short ceremony tonight, but I want to start off by giving a very brief kind of synopsis of Boynton Lodge and Masonry in general. Boynton Lodge was first formed in 1915, and while it may have had its first meeting in 1917, the lodge was petitioned for in 1915, and my understanding is the brothers at that time met in the back room of a building that's near what is currently the Bud's Chicken and Seafood over there on Boynton Beach Boulevard. The lodge has moved a few times since then, most notably in the 1950s to an area which at that time was considered way west over to Seacrest Boulevard, in an area that is now around City Hall and Hurricane Alley. So if you know that area, that was where our building was for a while. And then in 2001, we came here, present day, to this lodge here in Quantum Park. The city of Boynton Beach and Boynton Masons have been kind of intertwined since the beginning. Many of you may not know, the city of Boynton Beach was actually incorporated in the Boynton Masonic Lodge. And you may recognize some names while you're driving around town. In fact, you'll see some names of some of our past masters on the wall behind you. Names like C. Stanley Weaver, if you've driven over the canal, Knuth, Winchester, Woolbright are some of the names of old past masters of our lodge. So a lot of history here in Boynton Beach with the Masons and with this city. What is Freemasonry? For those of you who are new to this, new to our lodge, may not know about what we do. Some say we're a secret society. Well, you're all here, you found us, so we're not really much of a secret society. We are a society with some secrets, but not a secret society. Some say, if you read everything in the books or if you watch History Channel, that we're part of some grand Illuminati destined to take over the world. Well, funny story to tell you about that. A few years ago, I was overhearing a conversation that my stepdaughter was having with one of her friends, and I guess they had watched something on History Channel about the Masons and thought it was some sort of great conspiracy to take over the world, and I overheard her on the phone saying, I think my stepdad's part of that group we were talking about the other day. So a couple days later passed, and I noticed that around that time she was starting to look at me a little funny, and so I pulled her aside and I said, you a little freaked out about this thing I'm doing? And she's like, I don't know. And I said, well, let me show you a text message. And many of the brothers, we were on a group text chat together when we have to communicate with each other to get together for certain things and whatnot. And around that time, I can't remember if we were trying to organize a cornhole tournament or a poker game or a Dungeons & Dragons game, whatever it was, but there were literally about 3 days worth of text messages going back and forth trying to organize this thing. So I pulled her aside and I said, Mia, come here a second. Read this. And she scrolled through it and I said, now, these guys can't get a game together in 3 days. You think we were able to take over the world? So I think that cured that. So what are we? We've talked about what we're not. What are we? Well, we're a brotherhood of men. And what they say about us is that we are a system of morality veiled in allegory and illustrated by symbols. So what exactly does that mean? Well, if you look around this room, you'll see a bunch of symbols. You'll see our square, the compasses, and various other items. And everything in this room means something to us. I guess the best way to put it, and I'll illustrate two symbols, is if you look at the two stones on that end and on that end, they're called the rough ashlar and the perfect ashlar. Masonry takes its history from the old stonemasons. We're traced back to the building of King Solomon's Temple and the pyramids and all the great buildings all over the world. The old stonemasons used to take their physical tools and they would shape the rough stones into perfect stones in order to properly build their buildings. So I guess the allegory and the symbols that we talk about are, we as Freemasons use our what we call working tools or our symbolic tools to turn ourselves as men from rough ashlars into perfect ashlars. You may say that Masonry makes men better men. That wouldn't be entirely accurate. It's close. I think the best way to describe it is Freemasonry gives good men the tools so that they can then make themselves better men. And one of the ways that we do that is through charity and through giving back to the community, which is why we're here tonight, so that we can give back to our community and also recognize those who have given so much to our community. Before I do that, I do want to introduce a few distinguished guests that we have tonight that have made their way here. And I'm going to bring the mic over so they can say a few words. But I want to introduce, we have the mayor of Boynton Beach, Typen Surga, here. We have city manager Jim Stables. We have state representative Joe Casello and state representative Matt Wilhite. Joe Casello and Matt Wilhite, also firefighters, so it's a perfect night for them to be here. But let me bring the mic over so you can say a few words, and then I'll carry on. We'll start with the mayor.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Again, my name is Typen Surga. I was recently elected to serve as your mayor. I'm extremely excited and humbled to serve in that role. I look forward to working with all of you, and as you can see from all the history around us, the Masonic Lodge and all the members have played, current and past, have played a critical role in our city's history from its incorporation. So I'm excited for all the work that you've done and that you're going to continue to do, moving us forward and for the next decades to come. So thank you, everybody, and thank you to all of the men and women in uniform who are here this evening that we're going to celebrate, as well as all of the young folks who are receiving the scholarship. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joe Casello. I'm the state representative for this district here. Stephen, thank you for that little history lesson up there. It's nice to know some of the symbols and what they stand for. It's a great organization. I came here when I was first elected to the Boynton Beach City Council in 2013, to the same ceremony here. And I think it's wonderful how you respect our first responders and what you do for them. They're out there every day protecting us 24/7. Having been a first responder like Representative Wilhite here, we understand the importance of it to that recognition for them. So much appreciated. It's good to be here and to see you all again.
Thank you. My name is Matt Wilhite. I'm a state representative as well. I'm a little bit west of here. Joe and my districts abut each other. Being a veteran and a first responder and a public official now for the last 14 years, I understand about service and giving back to our community. If we don't do that, we are only the community that we make it. And so to make it better, we must work together and do things in organizations like this, and recognizing people for what they do or what they will do as recipients of scholarships is a wonderful thing to do. And so I appreciate the honor of being here, and thank you for all of your service and what you're doing. So thank you.
Okay, so we're going to get on with the awards ceremony, and first we're going to break off script a little bit and give a special recognition award. Many of you know this area, Quantum Park. There's a lot of apartment complexes, some commercial complexes here. There's also some condominium associations here, and one of our neighboring properties, Parkside Condominium Association, is here tonight, and they've done a very great job being our neighbors, helping us with various beautification projects, landscaping, helping us with our security, and just being great neighbors. So I'd like to ask the president, Julio Valega of Parkside Condominium Association, to come up here for a gift, token of our appreciation. I'm going to read this really quick, and then we'll take a little photo up here. Boynton Lodge 236, with appreciation, Julio Valega, President, Parkside Condominium Association. Thank you for your continued support of our lodge.
Thank you very much.
Why don't you introduce your team that's here with you?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to thank Steve. Like I said, I'm the president of Parkside Homeowners Association, which we are the community next door. And one of the things that I like to do, and my board, which I have Kevin Union, president, and also Scott Strallo, he's our property manager. We like to beautify our community and maintain the community. And when Steve, I seen him one time over here, he was in the back cleaning the trees and everything like that. And we told Steve, I said, look, we're going to take care of it, and we did. And this is what neighbors are all about, just to help each other. And I want to thank you for being a good neighbors, and we'll try our best also to help each other. Thank you very much.
Okay, so each year, Boynton Lodge recognizes 2 area high school students with $1,000 scholarships for their college. We had a number of applicants this year, but 2 absolutely jumped off the page for us, and I'd like to introduce both of them. The first one, Mr. James Blank, a graduate of the IB program at Atlantic Community High School, plays the saxophone, plays also, though, participates in both the solo and the ensemble programs, was named the saxophone section leader by his sophomore year in high school, and won the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award. Louis Armstrong, by the way, a Mason, just saying. But in addition to that, I mean, that would be enough on its own, right? Great grades, IB program at a great high school, in a band, award winner. This guy works. Well, not a lot of kids work nowadays. This guy is out there working, works at Chick-fil-A. Now, have you seen a Chick-fil-A lately? Have you seen the lines wrapped around? I mean, that's got to be a busy job. And he's the team training leader for his Chick-fil-A. But I think the thing that most jumped off the page for me was he also founded the Atlantic High School Gaming Club, the first fully online club in school history, which apparently has done so much and has been so successful they now have over 150 participants. And in his essay for his award application, he said the reason why he did this, and I'll quote, to bring forth similarities of individuals to join us as one large community. Sound a little familiar to any of the brothers in here? Sounds a little like what we do, I think. So maybe we have a future Mason in our ranks here. But I'd like to award our first scholarship and bring up James Blank.
Yeah, thank you for my parents coming out, Mr. and Mrs. Blanc over there. And I appreciate it, and I'm honored that you guys invited me here for this ceremony, and I've learned a lot about this group of individuals, and I think you guys are a very nice group of individuals, so thank you.
Thank you. Our second scholarship goes to Alyssa Perdomo, graduate of King's Academy with a 3.89 GPA, excellent test scores. Alyssa, as part of her application, decided to provide us with her entire high school transcript. So, of course, I, as a geek, decided I thought I'd like to take a look at that and see what we were looking at. All, of course, AP honors classes. But I took a look at senior year, and I found it interesting because I remember in my senior year, my electives were yearbook, newspaper, and teacher's aide. So I was just looking to coast for that last year. And her senior year is AP Calculus, Honors Government, Honors English, Honors Anatomy and Physiology, and then the electives, I assume, Forensic Science and Psychology. You know, for fun. She's also a member of the National Honor Society, Math Honor Society, Science Honor Society, and the Congress of Future Medical Leaders. And as if that weren't enough, she volunteers at Bethesda Hospital and at the Selfless Love Foundation. Oh, and by the way, captain of the varsity tennis team, just to throw something on in her infinite spare time. Playing tennis since she was 3, competitively since she was 8. Word of advice in the future, Alyssa, when you're filling out applications for awards, just put what you don't do, and we'll just assume everything else is covered. I'd like to bring up here Alyssa Perdomo.
Well, I wrote something down. Oh, you did? Oh, yeah, I wrote something down. Okay. Hi, my name is Alyssa Perdomo, and I just graduated from the King's Academy. I'm sincerely honored to have been selected as a recipient of the Wayne A. Hansen Memorial Scholarship. I was thrilled to learn of my selection for this honor, and I am deeply appreciative of your support. I'm an integrative engineering major with a concentration in bioengineering, and I plan to pursue a career in biomedical engineering upon graduating from Lafayette College. Thank you for your generosity, which has allowed me to become one step closer to that goal. I will make sure to make the very most of my learning experience, and I will never forget the kindness of the Boynton Beach Lodge. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now we're going to recognize the first responders of the year for Boynton Beach. First, I'm going to introduce the two representatives here from the Boynton Beach Police. Detective of the Year 2022, Marco Villari. In 2021, Detective Villari worked a myriad of cases to include robberies, sex crimes, aggravated batteries, and carjackings. But it was the report of a missing woman on February 20th that led to one of the most horrific homicide cases thus far in his career. Detective Villari was assigned the case on February 24th, and on March 5th, made an arrest and recovered part of the woman's body buried in the suspect's backyard. As we have come to expect from Detective Villari, he was relentless in his pursuit of justice in this case. And last month, the suspect was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. In addition to his dedication for investigations, Detective Villari is a valued member of the SWAT team and assists with many events in the department that the department participates in and hosts. It is an honor to welcome up here Detective of the Year, Marco Villari.
Can I put this here? Yeah, of course. So obviously, I was never as smart as Alyssa and James. I didn't even think to write a speech. But I'd like to first of all thank my sergeant, Jason Yopes, that came to support me. This case was worked by a group of probably 15 people within Boynton Beach Police, from detectives to crime scene to our victim advocate, and obviously the state attorney's office. So on behalf of everybody that worked this, I'd like to thank them. And I'd like to thank you guys for having us here and your support to law enforcement over the years. Thank you.
Our 2022 Officer of the Year, Brian Goldfuss. For individuals experiencing homelessness in the city of Boynton Beach, Officer Goldfuss has become a source of compassion and hope. As a member of the Boynton Beach Police Department's homeless outreach team, Officer Goldfuss works alongside community organizations to provide resources to help end the cycle of homelessness for people in our city. Through his efforts, he has helped more than half a dozen people obtain temporary or permanent housing in 2021. In July and October, he organized community outreach events where individuals experiencing homelessness could take a hot shower, wash their clothing, enjoy a hot meal, and get a haircut. They were also provided personal hygiene kits and clothing. Officer Goldfuss was honored as Officer of the Month in July 2021 for helping to end the cycle of homelessness for a man named Bo, who had been living on the streets even after being struck by a car. Officer Goldfuss spent almost 6 months coordinating with the Lord's Place so that Bo could move into his own apartment. He continues to live there today. He was honored as Officer of the Month in January 2021, along with a group of other officers whose efforts helped save the lives of 2 tourists who were gravely injured when their jet ski crashed into a seawall. Palm Beach County Police Benevolent Association recognized him as Officer of the Month in December 2021 for his remarkable work with the homeless community. In addition to serving on the homeless outreach team and working road patrol, Officer Goldfuss serves as a field training officer and member of the SWAT team and recruitment teams. It is also an honor to bring up here Officer of the Year for 2022, Brian Goldfuss.
So I'm not really one for public speaking, but I just want to thank you guys for having us here. I really do appreciate this honor. I've received, obviously, several awards for this, but the biggest reward that I've received is being able to help those that I've come in contact with. It's something I plan to continue to do even when I leave the police department. So I do appreciate this honor. Thank you.
And finally, for Boynton Beach Fire Rescue to announce the EMS Paramedic of the Year and the Firefighter of the Year, I'd like to welcome up here Battalion Chief Larry Handler. Excuse me.
I'd like to thank the Lodge for having us out and recognizing Jason Lavorne and Tyler Hoffman, one Paramedic of the Year, and Tyler, the Firefighter of the Year. As a battalion chief, I'm very fortunate they are both assigned to me. Unfortunately, I'm not a public speaker, so I'm the one that has to give it to them. But I will gladly stay up here and honor them because they deserve it. So, starting off, I'd like to say some things about Firefighter Jason Lavorne. Paramedic Jason Lavorne is currently assigned to C-Shift, Station 1. He's been recognized and nominated by his current lieutenants for the 2021 Boynton Beach Paramedic of the Year. Firefighter Lavorne is a 6-year veteran of the Boynton Beach Fire Department. During this time, he has grown to an exceptional paramedic. Firefighter Lavorne earned this award not because of any one specific call or any one specific patient that he treated. He did it for his day in, day out work ethic. He teaches aspiring paramedics at the local college. He took his special operations classes and a member of our special operations team. Firefighter Lavorne is courteous and effective when dealing with the public. No matter how busy the call, how busy the day, you could always count on him to do a job, to do a good job. He always maintains a calm and reassuring bedside manner. His documentation is always of high quality, and all equipment is always in proper working condition. I feel confident that any firefighter, both supervisor or coworker, would be in agreement with the nomination for Jason Lavorne for Firefighter of the Year. For Paramedic of the Year. Firefighter Lavorne is humble about his skills and abilities and does not do it for award recognition. He does it because he helps make our fire department better. Please join me in congratulating Firefighter Jason Lavorne as Boynton Beach's Paramedic of the Year.
Make it short and sweet. Thank everyone for being here. We really appreciate it, and thank you.
Now, Firefighter Tyler Hoffman. Firefighter Tyler Hoffman is Boynton Beach Fire Rescue's Firefighter of the Year. Firefighter Hoffman has become a go-to firefighter for the training division when it comes to implementing new pieces of equipment and new techniques that are adopted in the fire service. He's been vital in getting our new burn building up and running. Firefighter Hoffman routinely spends his time in the Bay doing training drills with both younger and experienced firefighters. He demonstrates a calm demeanor and makes training both challenging and fun. He has also been vital in setting up both technical rescue team trainings and dive team trainings. Firefighter Hoffman consults with members of other fire departments and stays current in what is happening in the fire service at the local, at the state, and at the national levels. He also follows other departments on social media so that he knows what practices are being used throughout the country. I've personally witnessed as higher-ranking officers, with much more time on the job, consult Firefighter Hoffman when it comes to fire service practices. I, too, have been one of those officers. Firefighter Hoffman does not hold an officer rank, but he is truly a leader in the fire service. I would like to add that as a commanding officer, there are very few people I would rather have on scene than Firefighter Hoffman. Also, I'd like to add that since receiving this award, Firefighter Hoffman has rescued a dog from an apartment fire. Please join me in thanking Firefighter Hoffman for his dedication and service, and joining me in congratulating him on his award.
I would just like to thank you for hosting this award ceremony. It's awesome to be recognized. And just like to state that the Firefighter of the Year Award is more than just myself. It's a direct reflection of the crew I work with every day. We are always striving to be the best, and they push me every day to achieve this award. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you to everybody that came out tonight for this award ceremony. Thank you to all of our award winners, all of our distinguished guests. Thank you to all of our first responders in general for everything that you do. I'm going to turn it back over to our Worshipful Master just for a few closing comments.
Real quick, stay right there. Stay right here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Just like I heard the fire department personnel and the police talked about the teamwork, and their awards were a reflection on the greater team that supports them, and that's what you see here at Boynton Lodge. From the officers and the members of Boynton Lodge, we want to say thank you very much for protecting and serving us as we try to do what we do here locally. And you see as a team the way the meal and what Stephen's doing presenting here, and everybody else that's here from the Boynton Lodge to support the event and to continue to do what we do in the community. I just want to say from the Worshipful Master, on behalf of myself, representing the Lodge, thank you very much. And if there's anything that we can do to the various departments and the mayor and the city administrator, if there's anything that we could do with our building or with our members in any way to participate and cooperate with the ongoing efforts within Boynton Beach that we've been a proud member of for centuries almost here, please let us know. So thank you very much, and I want to thank Stephen. He'll have the last word. I'm out. Thank you.
Thank you, Worshipful Master. Hang around if you like. I know there's more coffee and cake in the other room, and I'm sure our Federico Fellini over here on the camera would like to take some pictures of us all. So, yes, Worshipful?